Hi, this is Patrick doing my recording for the week two presentation for our articles. The article that I chose was Emotion and Opportunity Evaluation. And this article really focuses on how emotion affects your ability to measure risk. And they even had a specific section, a specific sample of entrepreneurs to really hone in on this one specific population. So the study separates risks into a couple different areas, or I'm sorry, it separates emotion into a couple different areas. The first is feelings that are of a higher sense of control and feelings that have less of a sense of control for the individual that is experiencing them. So, for instance, I'm feeling happy or I'm feeling angry. Those they identify those emotions as being more as the participant feeling more in control whenever they're in the experience of those emotions. And individuals that are fearful or that are hopeful, that's less of a controlled feeling for those that are experiencing those emotions. And so what this experimenter does, he surveys two different populations and induces these emotions at the beginning of the study by uh, by asking the participants to um, discuss a situation in their lives where they've had these feelings, or to imagine a situation where these feelings would be induced. So, for instance, they the experimenter would state, imagine a time in your life that you felt really happy, or imagine a situation in which would bring that feeling of happiness within you, or imagine a situation in your life where you felt fearful, and describe that a little bit. So it's really about the participant creating those emotions themselves by asking some really pointed questions. And so after the participant is induced with the specific emotion the experimenter was hoping for them to feel, they would go through a survey that asks them to rate a certain risks for new investments or new opportunities. And they found that these specific emotions do, in fact, have a discernible effect on your perception of risk. So, for individuals that are feeling happy or angry, they have a higher sense of control. And so they view those risks as being a little less dicey than the other group that was induced with the fear response or hope response, because those things elicit a lack of control. And so those individuals will report any sort of new investment as being more risky. I think this study is really important for anyone that's uh, trying to get or trying to participate in a new venture, because their evaluation of risk will change greatly depending on their emotion. And if you have the if you're in the state of mind where you recognize those specific emotions, then you might not act as strongly on them, and you may not downplay certain risks that should be considered more thoughtfully. And you also won't feel fearful about as fearful about risks that maybe aren't as risky as you um, might otherwise feel if you're in a different emotional state. So emotion is really an important factor to consider whenever you're making a decision, not just necessarily about the decision itself, but about your personal feelings. So that is my post for this week. Thank you for listening.